And hello guys, Mikerino Gaming here, bringing you a how to build an unraidable base. Now remember, every base in Unturned is raidable, but I've tried making an unraidable base, and I've succeeded so far. No one has been able to raid me, and if they do, they're gonna need certain things, and if they're lucky, yes. If you make a mistake in how you build your base, they can also get in. I've thought up of every situation. I've had people come at my base and try to raid it, and none have been able to so far. Now, there are a few flaws to this base, and if you're on an OP server or a creative server, it's probably not a good base. But the only way, you know what? I'll tell you that at the end. But to start off, every ground base you ever make is going to get raided very easily. So the only thing to do is go up. Some people don't know how to go up, so let me show you how to go up. First, you get a floor. Maybe not a floor. This is a floor. You get a floor. You lay the floor down. You grab your 4 pillars. You place your 4 pillars like this. And going on, you grab any stairs. It doesn't have to be metal. You grab your stairs, place it down. Salvage these. Okay, I'm just gonna grab 4 more pillars. You salvage the 4 pillars. Salvage the 4 pillars, and you place them up here, and then you place another stair on top, and then you salvage the stairs below. Now remember, you can't build down. So if I make it up and I take out this entire bottom floor, you cannot build down to be able to get more floors. So you have to make sure. So usually I have like 4 or 5 stairs up before I start salvaging the bottom one, because of the fact that I won't be able to build down after I get to the top. So if I stop at one floor, or like I stop at a floor where half of it's in the sky blocks and half of it isn't, and that's the only floor I can build. So you always have to have 5 or even maybe you can have it just go straight up, and then I don't know what you do with the stairs, but going on, if any of you have watched my nice what's it called? My nice video on the base tour. I'm building that base. Now, the reason I'm building that base is I believe it's one of the best base designs in the game. I honestly believe that. I feel like every other base design you can make, I mean, it's okay, but it's not going to be as good as this. And so you can build this however big you want. The new one I built on the new server is, I think it's 6x6 with 1 layer. But I'll be doing the 3x3 like I have in the video, where in the middle it's a staircase going up. I'm actually going to fast forward this part and show you. I'm going to fast forward this part until I get the first layer done.
Like a Hellcat.
Okay, now that you see I finished what I call the first layer is you. To start off though, like usually I'd have this blocked off, but I want to be able to get to my materials and outs. Okay, so this is what that is. So it's like I have this 3x3 area in here. Yes, fantastic. You place pillars right here to have that staircase be able to be built here to have more layers, and you can have as many layers as you want, as far as you can build. Now remember, this has to be in the air. Okay. Now the reason I've stopped here is to show you why I feel like cells like this. I call this a cell. 2 walls on each side. It's a cell. No one can get, like, you know, there's no doorway. You can hide chests in there if you want. It just hopefully you don't blow in that area. The reason I have this is so if someone comes and somehow destroys a wall, they still have to go through one more. And if you have claim flags down, like let's say in each corner, which I'll show you how to protect those claim flags, but if you have claim claim flags in each corner. They can't build off, so if they throw a nade, they're gonna get hit, and they're gonna need to heal every single time they do that. So this is why I usually go around. Actually, of course I need this, but on each corner I place a claim flag, and then if you're, I don't know how rich you guys are, but each corner is a claim flag, and then one in the center, and that's for every 2 layers. I have this, what I just told you. But I have a claim flag here, or you can have it in here. If you have it in either way, what you want to do is, okay, well you guys know the claim flags would be in the corner, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in. But what you do with the claim flags to protect it is to encase it in some type of heavily armored thing. So usually I encase it in vaults. But if you can't afford vaults, you can try covering it with sandbags, which isn't as effective because you need the flag to be inside something, because the flag has 1 HP. So any explosion, a hit from your fist, anything is going to break the flag. And so you have to be very, very careful with it. So you really want to protect it. So that's why putting it in like a wall even, and then, or like putting it like right here and then adding a wall, that helps protect it. Just really anything helps protect the 1 HP flag. Now going on, after filling in all these cells, you can place whatever you want. You can place barbed wire, you know, anything you want in these little cells. See, what we have there is we have doorways. What we have on our main base is we have doorways, and each of them is a separate room. But that's only because we're, you know, a group and everyone likes their separate room. Going on, you're gonna need a staircase, which is right there. And using the staircase, you can make more. Whatever it's called. Can't believe I'm having a brain fart right now. More levels. So how you do that is you just grab a bunch of metal roofs, which are very, very, very big. I don't know. They're 2x2 big metal. You know, it takes a lot of room, and I realize this takes a lot of metal. You can also make this out of wood, but it's going to be easier to destroy if you have it as wood. But what you can do is make it wood, and then slowly over time make this into metal. Now covering these up is very essential if you have a roof, because if someone has an umbrella and they have a helicopter, they can fly onto your base. See, that's why you need no entrances except one exit. You don't use the exit as an entrance because, you know, you're in the air. If you use this as a ground base, I can't help you there. I haven't tried making this design on a ground base. Okay, so I have like no experience with ground bases and stuff like that. I'm just gonna quickly do this. This is the easiest thing. So if you make this as a ground base, I don't know what to say to you. You're probably gonna get raided. It's very easy to raid bases, like any ground base in general, wood or metal. At least on Brain Z, I don't know how hard, you know, you can have your damage of the buildings up on a server. I don't know. But going on, whatever I was saying was, it's to make it so anyone who tries the umbrella onto your base using the, you know, umbrella to get on your base, like, they can't do that because there's no room that they can land. So that's why it's very important to be at sky level as well. So at sky level, you get like stuck, so you can't, you know, fly onto the base. So even if the sky level is right here and you can only crouch, I suggest placing another layer just in case. You never take chances in this game because it's really easy to get raided, and people hate getting raided. I hate getting raided. We were raided recently, and I hate it so much. But remember, imagine these are covered. So going on, you have your claim flags, you have all your chests, willy-dilly, okay? Now the last important part is the exit, because you always want to be able to exit your house, right? So that's easy, just 2 doorways, and you can have them in or out. I'm trying to think which way I need it. I'm pretty sure it's this way. And it doesn't matter. Do I have doors? No, hold on, let me find out doors real quick. Okay. Does this work? Okay, usually I have like vault doors, but using this tactic, they come in. I'm not really used to this, but usually if you try closing the door, as you see, the doorway is placed where there is no outside ledge that any umbrella can land on. If you have the doorway the other way, there is a ledge that you can sit on outside the doorway, and you can close the door and sit on this ledge and then jump wherever you want. But also that comes into the fact that people with a umbrella and a helicopter can land on your base that way. But they can't really do much from there because they can't open the door if they're not in your group, and so on, blah blah blah. Now let's say you have this and it's in the air and it's 3 levels high, you have one doorway, no other thing blocking it. And so what do? Well, of course, you're like, oh, you brag. Okay, you brag. And there's this really OP guy, okay? Now this is the only way I can think of being able to raid a base like this, is to have a helicopter, have C4, and throw it on the base, explode, jump into the cells, and then explode from there. Hopefully you don't die. Or you have an RPG and you fire rockets at the base until you blow a hole straight through. Now either way, it's very costly, so you're making them have a bunch of money being spent or a bunch of materials, and you can add as many layers as you want. So let's say you have 3 layers. I don't know how many RPG rockets has this, but that's like 6, which isn't that much, but it's a lot. Or 6, or that's like what, 24 grenades on one wall just to get through this, not on one wall, to get to the center. Like, a lot of people on very non-OP servers can't afford that, or just don't have the resources to do that. So this is how you build an unraidable base. Remember to place your claim flags and protect them using vaults or sandbags. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe down below, and have a nice day.